Hi everyone, and welcome to today's video. Well, it's this evening, and I am going to be doing, and it'll have to be in parts because there's so many palettes. So part one of my eyeshadow palette declutter, and they're all avalanching or just going. So anyway, and I've just stretched my nightshirt over my knees so we're all covered and dignified. So anyway, it's so hot here I can't even bear to have a duvet on me. So anyway, I'm going to be doing this, and the window's open as well, so just bear that in mind. Okay, so the first palette I've picked up is the W7 Pretty Please. Pretty Please palette, and it looks like this. And I actually do quite like this palette. It's not the most intense shimmer, it's more old school shimmer, but I do actually like it. I've used it a good few times now and I do enjoy using it. I have, however, got the Morphe palette. I think it's in this pile, it is. That has similar colours in there, so I don't know. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick this in the... I'll move my filming box. I'm going to stick this in the maybe pile and then come back to it at the end of this part one. Because if I put it back at the end of another part, I'm likely to forget it. Anyway, so... oh, this is not comfortable. So the next palette I have here is the Naturals by Aldi, well, Lacura Smoky palette. These, however, these and everything are dupes for all the Urban Decay palettes. That one, the Naked Cherry. This one, the Smoky one, I believe. Looks a bit powdery. There we go. Well, just eyeshadow generally. Let's see. I've got tissue here, and I've also got a drink, which I don't want to knock over. Oh. So this one looks like that. It's okay, it's passable. I've had it, however, about 3+ years or something, and I don't use it that much. I don't really like the neutral end a lot, and I'm not over fussed over these, so I'm going to be letting this go. The next one I have is the Queen Bee palette by W7, which is a dupe for the... is it the Honey palette by Urban Decay? And it looks like this. This is gorgeous. I really like this palette, so I'm going to be keeping it. This palette is the Iconic London Warm and Blushing. Let's make sure that is covering me. We don't want no flashing. And it looks like this. I really like this palette. It's gorgeous. You can't do many looks with it because there's only 4 shades. But I do really love this. It's really nice, and I'm going to be keeping that. The next palette is this Suburbia Volume 2 Frosted Taupes by Catrice. This was a present from a friend. And it's not... well, I hope she don't mind, really, but it's okay. It isn't my favourite, to be honest. It really isn't my favourite. But I don't really want to get rid of it because it does blend out really nice, and I do enjoy some of the shades. So I think what I'm going to do is stick this in the maybe pile for now. The next one is the Suburbia Volume 1 Warm Copper Catrice palette. I like this one. I love all the coppery shades and the goldy shades, and I really do enjoy it. So I'm going to be keeping that. The next one is this You Can Be Lemon Drop palette. And It looks like this. I've actually mixed all the coloured balls together and made this mess. It won't go on my eyes. Well, it will, but it'll crease in about 5 minutes. I do not like this palette. I do not. It's too powdery. It takes a lot of work to get the pigment to really show up. I used it once on my channel, and to be honest with you, I've used it since, and I'm just not impressed with it. So I'm going to let that go. The next one, and I think you've all guessed where this is going. Oh, I thought it was in the box. The She Glam from Shein, and it's the Hello Yellow palette. And it looks like that. It looks beautiful. It really does. Let's just move this tissue over there. It really does look really pretty. I've tried to make this work. I really have tried. But it's powdery. There's loads of kickback in the pan. I've done a review of this one as well. I just don't like this palette. It's just awful. It's horrible, and it's going to go. The next palette I have here is the Lorac Pro Intergalactic palette. Nice big pans. Works like a dream. The blue is a bit patchy, but I can work around that. And yeah, I really do enjoy this palette a lot. I don't use it enough. Maybe this one should be for the month of... We're in June, aren't we? For July to June. For June to July sort of time. I don't know. I've not picked one yet. I might have picked one by the time this has gone up. I'm pretty sure I have. Because I'm not doing 5 palettes per month anymore. I knew it'd fail. Well, it wasn't until my mum passed away, and then I just went in with the Soph palette to give it a go, and then fell in love with the Soph palette and kept using it. So anyway, yeah, I do actually like this palette. I'm just not sure if it's worth keeping, to be honest. I know that sounds very strange. Yeah, I think I'm going to keep it. I like the big pans, and I've not had it all that long. The next one is the Lacura Moondust palette. I think it's duping the Subculture palette, I'm pretty sure, by ABH. And I'm just going to pop this tissue over this mirror. It looks like this. I did pan one of the shades, believe it or not, as you can see. Some of the shimmers are okay, most of the shimmers are rubbish. The mattes are nothing to really write home about. I'm going to let this go. It's got to go. It's time. Regardless of whether the packaging is really nice feel, it's going. It's gone. The next one is the Naturals palette by Lacura, the Intense palette, which is a dupe for a Urban Decay palette. Now, I'm not quite sure what it's called. Glazing or something, can't remember. Also has a mirror. All of them have a mirror mostly, don't they? Which looks like, just a minute, looks like that. In fact, if I turn it upside down, this might be better. Looks like this. I actually do enjoy this palette. I have not gone in with this palette for such a long time, but I remember when I've used it, I've really liked it. So, do I keep it? Do I not keep it? I'm going to put that in the maybes for now. I do enjoy the palette, but I'm just not sure if I need another palette which looks like that. You don't film, the minute you set up, everything goes off in the street. Right, the next one I have is the Revolution Reloaded Blackout palette. This is gorgeous. I love it. I really, really love it. I bought this palette after watching the review from Nikki Raven using this, and I'm glad I did. I am not disappointed. I really do really like this palette. It's going nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. Next one. I think I picked this up last year or something. Romantic Beauty eyeshadow palette. Gives me a kind of a Fenty vibes by the way they're placed in the pan. I did use this a lot during last summer for everyday eye looks, and I was quite enjoying it. Then I pulled it out for one of my 5 palettes 1 month, and let's be honest, it would have been for 2 months, so which one it was I can't remember, but yeah, I do like it. I do really like it. It looks really pretty and it does go on very nicely. Do I want to keep it though, because I've got eyeshadow palettes with such similar shades? I really have. I'm going to place this in the maybe pile. Yeah, because when I did use it a couple of times back early in the year, I was a bit like that with it, because there's not many mattes in there, you see. Right, the next palette I have, which gave me Juvia's Place vibes, is the Miss Cos Charming Moist Eyeshadow Palette. And it looks like this. I've done a review of this palette and I really loved it. I'm actually not sure if the formula has changed a bit with the shimmers. It's not with the mattes. It doesn't smell bad or anything. I think I'm going to leave that in my collection for now. Give it some usage and then see what I think about it afterwards. So it's going to stay for the time being. The next one. Keeping, and keeping again. You'd have to prize this away from my cold dead hands. You really would. This I've not long had. And it's the, let's see, Rock and Roll Beauty Ozzy Osbourne Collection palette. And it opens the opposite way, which is fabulous. I love that. And just look at this. I've not reviewed it yet because I've been having some struggles with shaky hands and timing to film, and I've just not reviewed it yet. And I might have to shut that window in a minute if she can't stop screaming. And yeah, this is gorgeous. I absolutely adore this. The formula is incredible. It really is. And I'm keeping it forever. As I say, you'd have to prize it away from my cold dead hands. I love Ozzy Osbourne and I love that palette. I really love the palette. I'm guessing you know now how much I love this palette. And I will do a review. I will do an eye look with it. And again, I've left that out. I don't know why I'm keeping that. It's a plastic sheeting. Keeping. Okay, the next one is the Profusion Mirage eyeshadow palette. And it's a big palette. I'm pretty sure I've reviewed this, but I can't be quite sure, if you know what I mean. I'm not quite sure. I've done a lot of videos, you know, they all get lost. You all get lost in there, and I don't remember what I've done and when I've done it and how I've done it and whatever. Anyway, this palette is stunning. It really is. I really do enjoy using this palette when I get it out the drawer. I do enjoy it a lot. Such a nice mix of warm tone shades, and it's going nowhere because I've not had it all that long. Back end of last year to what I remember, and I'm keeping the sheeting on it because I have no clue why, but I am. And that is staying. It's a really nice formula. I do enjoy it. The next one is the Nikki Tutorials palette, collaboration with Beauty Bay. Need I say anything else? I adore this. I'll try not to show the mirror too much. Mirrors. And I adore it. I panned one, as you can see. I think you can see. And yeah, I stuck my nail in one of the others as well. That was clever. Anyway, yeah. I really love this. I love it so much. It's going nowhere. It's not going anywhere. The next one is this You Can Be Fruit Filling palette, and I did a collaboration with Susie Style, a spring look, not that many weeks ago. Not that many. And we used this palette, and if I try and do it that way, there we go. And this palette is really nice. I've had it ages. I thought it had gone bad, but it's not. It's really nice. I love all the bright colours and all these greens and everything like that. And I am keeping that. I really like it. And I'm keeping the sleeve on it because I like it. So the next one, this is a no-brainer because this one is the Morphe 35XO Natural Flirt palette. I love this so much. It's adorable. I absolutely love it. Adorable? I've just said that. And yeah, I just really love this palette. It's gorgeous. It works so nicely. It blends so beautifully, and it's lovely. And they're not the most intense shimmers, but the more your, I'd say, satin. But beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. It stays. It really does stay. And I never got this sheet the right way, because it's got all the names on, you see. So I like to, I don't know why I need the names on the sheet just for me, because it doesn't matter to me. But if I'm doing a review, I like to keep the name sheets. The next palette is what my friend Heather bought me, and this is the Revolution Glow palette. And this video is 18 minutes long, so I'm probably going to do the other pile, I'm not sure. And this is so glittery. It's beautiful, but it's not that kind of glitter that really comes off, you know. It stays on. It really does. And this is beautiful, but I barely used it. I have barely gone in with this palette. Barely touched it. And it's just lovely. Lots of warm tones. Just the sort of tones I'm really enjoying right now. Although I'm enjoying cool tones here and there as well. You know, it's a bit of a mishmash. I'm wearing autumny looks in summer. Bit unusual for me, I have to tell you that. And I hope the lighting's okay, because I've got the ring light positioned a bit weird. Anyway, this palette is really nice to work with. It's really lovely. There is a lot of pressed pigments in this palette, but it's absolutely gorgeous. Really stunning. So that one is staying. And I'm keeping the box because I like the box. Because I'm weird like that. I think what I'm going to do is just sort out all of this, and then I'll get the other pile, because this video is only 20 minutes. We can go a bit longer. Just grab yourself a snack and a drink and you'll be fine. So I brought over the other lot of palettes in this basket, and I might not go through them all right now, because I swear this video will be an hour. Nobody's got time for that. Oh, that's nice. So a nice cold beer. Okay. So I'm going to grab this one first. and it's the MUA Green Goddess palette. I couldn't see a name before, I don't know why, but I now see a name. I bought this for Heather as well because she really liked it, and at the time it was going to cost us so much more than if I got one and sent it over. So I said, don't buy it, I'll get you it. So I did. This is gorgeous. I really love it. I wonder how many times I say this is gorgeous, but this truly is such a beautiful palette. I really like this one, and it's staying, so I'm keeping that. The next one is the Studio London Colour Icon Eyeshadow Palette After Dusk, and I've not long had this palette, so I am going to be keeping that, and it is a really nice palette. It really is. Not used some of the shades. I've definitely not used that. I've not used that pale green. Not used that gold. So I really want to go in a bit more with that. The only gripe is there's only 2 matte shades and they're pretty similar to each other. But other than that, this is lovely. It really is. So if you like the look of this palette, it's available in Superdrug because they bought this as a permanent brand out instead of a temporary one, which was only in Christmas gift sets. And they've got a whole new range of studio makeup, not just the palettes. So it's really quite affordable. This one was £5, I believe. And yeah, really nice, and just pop along and have a look. It's really nice. I'm trying to convince you to buy more makeup, you see, so I don't feel bad about all this lot. Anyway, yeah, I'm keeping that one. The next one here is the Revolution Forever Flawless Affinity Palette. Oh, remember how crazy I went for this when I first had it. Right, I'm going to try and make it so you can't see the mirror. Ow, crackers, I went with that. Look at it. Look at it. This is so well loved. I've not used it in quite a bit of time though, which is a bit sad really, because these are the type of shades I really enjoy at this present time. So maybe this one will be pulled out to use for mid this month to mid next month or whatever it is, you know. So yeah, I really do like this palette though, and it is going to be staying. Next palette I have here is also a gift what Heather got me, and it's a Revolution Forever Flawless Spirituality with Cannabis Salvita Seed Oil, apparently. And I hope I didn't blind you with that mirror. And it looks like this. And again, these are the tones I'm actually using right now. I really like this palette. At first I wasn't the biggest fan, to be fair, but I used it a bit more, and then I do really like the palette. It's gorgeous, it's really nice, so that's going to be staying. The next one, I've not had all that long, and it's a Revolution Makeup. No, it's Makeup Revolution. Yeah, we've got that bit. Revolution Chilled Palette with Cannabis Salvita Seed Oil also. And I had this on the wish list so long. It was in and out of the basket more times than I had cooked dinners. And I gave in. I had a voucher, several vouchers that are queued up on my Amazon account from Misplay, and I went, I'm going to have this palette, and it's going nowhere because I've not had it all that long. I've only gone into it twice. I love it, it's beautiful, I'm keeping it. The next one is the Revolution Forever Flawless Ice Palette, and the cover looks like that. It's a bit like it's broken ice, isn't it? I was going to say denim jeans, and I thought, no, not ice palette. Anyway, this looks like this, and I really like this palette. Now admittedly, I do not use blue eyeshadow that often, I really don't, but when I want to use a blue eyeshadow, I reach for this palette because it's just stunning. So that is going to stay. The next palette is the Revolution Pro New Neutral Romance palette, and it looks like this. I've not used this enough yet to make my, what do you call it, full opinion on it, so I need to use it more. It's not been in my collection that long either, and I'm going to keep it. If you do want me to do looks with any of these palettes or review them or whatever, just let me know in the comments. The next one is the Revolution Sofx Super Spice eyeshadow palette, which was a latest release, which I think was last June time, something like that. And it's lovely packaging. It's cardboard, which I like because it's nice and safe for the environment. And it looks like this. Now, I've not used this nowhere near enough. Nowhere near. Now, let's cover that mirror because that can be quite irritating. And it looks like that. And it's stunning. It really is. I really do like the palette. I like it a lot. I love the mix of bright colours and everything like that. It's gorgeous. So it is going to stay, of course. Oh, pardon me. Right, I've got one little one in there. Where's the other one? Let's get that out of the way first. I don't think the other ones are in there. Well, other one. The next one is the e.l.f. Bite Size palette in the shade Cream and Sugar. And it's such a titchy tiny palette, but it's really nice. I like it. It's a really nice palette. If you want a really quick neutral look, that's a nice palette to have, so I'm keeping that. The next one is the Jeffree Star Androgyny palette, and I will fold that back. Oh, hang on. And it looks like that. It's okay. I like it and then I don't like it, and I'm a bit on the fence with it. The blues can be a bit tricky to blend, to be honest, and a bit patchy in my opinion. The green's quite nice. The orange is lovely. I like that beigey shade, I really do. And that colour is a bit weird. It looks like a shimmer, but it's kind of not a shimmer. It's a bit hard to explain. That goes on more... Oh, it's all going off tonight. It's fireworks now. We'll have a marching band in a minute. I'm not irritated at all, am I? That one doesn't pull as purple as it looks in the pan. But yeah, they are all nice and I really love this. And I'm going to be keeping that. It's my only JS palette that I've got. I did pick it up off Depop. And I don't want to get rid of it, so it's staying. And I've got to move my leg. Oh, you buggerooter. The next one is the Revolution palette, and it's the collaboration with Roxy, and her channel name is Roxysaurus, and she's very sweet. And she did 2 palettes. Have I got the other one? Let's do them both together. Yep. I've also got this one. So this one's a colour burst, and her other one is a ride and die. Ride or die. So we'll go to the colour burst first. And now I'm rhyming. So it looks like this. That green is stunning. It's beautiful. I do like this palette. The pastel shades can be a little bit hard to work with. I really do find that. But it is really a nice palette. and I don't want it to go anywhere, and so it's not. I'm also keeping that one. I wonder how many I keep to how many I get rid of. So that stays. Also, the Ride or Die palette. You know where this is going, don't you? Right, I can do it with that one. Hang on. That's in the way, isn't it? Yeah, I do like this one. That one, that shade there called Draco, is patchy. But I do like this palette a lot. I really do enjoy it. So that is going to stay. And I kept the box of one and not... Oh, the other one didn't come in the box because I actually did pick it up off Depop. The next palette is the Revolution Imagination palette. And it's a collaboration with Imogen of YouTube. And it looks like this. When I first had this palette, I loved it so much and used it all the time. And now it's just stuck in the drawer and doesn't really get used. And it's such a shame, really. I'm not actually sure, really, some of these shimmers haven't gone a bit lacklustre. But if I don't use it, I will never know. So I'm going to actually keep this one out and probably use it tomorrow. No promises. Anyway. Yeah, I do like the layer to the palette, and I really love the middle bit for the transition shades. That was a great idea. So, yeah, I'm going to keep that for now. We're on 33 minutes. I will be doing some editing, so it will be a bit less, we hope. The next one is the collaboration, what Jack did with Revolution. And it looks like this, and I do like this palette. I've not gone into it enough, and I love that highlighter, but it is a nice palette. I really do like it, so I need to use it more, and I'm going to keep it because I am a hoarder and I can't get rid of anything, which is quite clearly what's happening right now. Try and get that the right way. This palette here is actually not the I Heart Revolution Cookies and Cream palette anymore. It does look like it is, but it's not. Because I had a couple or something, cookies and cream palettes, not cookies and cream palettes, Revolution chocolate bar palettes, and some of the shades I wasn't keen on and all of that. So I thought I'd do my own palette. I've seen somebody, which is one off of Beauty News, which is 2 Australian women, which I can't remember the name. And if you just type in Beauty News into YouTube, you'll see, and it's a dark-haired one. And she did her own palette, and she made it look so easy. She did the hairdry thing, and she got the glue loose, and she lifted them out, and she did her own palette. It looked beautiful. Mine, however, looks like trash. Yeah, it looks abysmal. It really does. And these at the time were the shades I actually quite liked a lot. Since then, I think the palette's gone a bit meh. It looks rubbish, and I am actually going to get rid of it. And it wasn't an easy job to do in the first place, but that's got to go. It just has. Not many left now. I'll have a drink because I'm a little bit dry. The next one is in the box, and it's the Revolution Pro Passion Palette. And this looks... No, we can't do that like that. Don't do that. This looks like that. And I've not had this all that long to make a full impression of it. I think that's the word I'm looking for. So I'm going to keep it further because 1, I've not had it that long, and 2, I need to use it more to see what I think of it. pardon me. The next palette is the Revolution Soph Extra Spice palette. No one is ever going to make me get rid of this. If it goes bad, I will buy a new one, and I will continue to do that because this palette is beautiful and I love it. And it looks like that, and I've made a few dents and some pans, and I really like it. As you can see, I just adore this palette so much. So that is staying. I don't think it smells funky, and I said funky. No, it doesn't. It smells fine. So yeah, that's going to stay. Right on the nose. The next palette is this one, and it's the I Heart Revolution Galactic palette, and this was also a gift from Heather. She didn't send them all from the States. She gave me a gift card for Amazon, and then I just chose what I wanted. And it looks like this. It's not the best palette by Revolution by all means. These marbly shades are a little on the dry side, but you know, you can get it to work, and I like the name of the palette, and I like the way it's set out, and I like all the marbly shades, and I don't know, there's a duochrome or two in there which I also adore. Yeah, I'm going to keep it. I'm just going to keep it. What am I like? So we've got 4 more palettes here. The next one is this I Heart Revolution Angel Heart palette. And it looks like that. Now, I've had this for such a long time. It smells fine though. I really adored using this when I first had it, and then it got stuck in the drawer, and then I never really picked it up again, and it needs to be used. Unfortunately, I'm not into those shades right this minute. So anyway, but yeah, I really did like this palette. I have got colour stories a bit like that, I must admit, but no, I just really like it. So I'm going to keep it. I really am. The next one is the I Heart Revolution White Chocolate Bar. Clasp is broken, and it looks like this. I know for a fact the formula has changed in this palette, and I have got a lot of neutral palettes, so I am going to let this one go. Also, and this breaks my heart really, is the I Heart Revolution Chocolate Orange palette. Not that many months ago I actually used this, and the formula had changed. I didn't think the shimmers were quite as shimmery as it was, so I'm going to have to let this go. And the last one of this part of the video is the I Heart Makeup, when it used to be called I Heart Makeup Chocolate and Peaches palette. I wanted this for such a long time. I used it 2 or 3 times, and now it's been stuck in the drawer. Yeah, I do like it. Probably not as much as I thought I would like it, but I do actually like it. Smells gorgeous of chocolate and peaches. Oh my goodness, it really does. I thought it was called Peaches and Cream, but it's not. And this is really nice, and I do want to use it again, so I'm going to keep that. Okay everyone, that is part 1 of the video. I think it's long enough, so let's see what we're getting rid of here, and I'll go back to the maybe pile and have a look there. In fact, if I do that first, oh dear, this might fall over. Let's reach over to the maybe pile and let's have a look. So the first one I put in there was this superb Suburbia one by Catrice. I still really like this, so yeah, I'm going to keep it. I'm just going to keep that. It might not survive the next declutter, but I am going to keep that. This one here, I just don't think I've given it a fair trial, and it could do with more mattes, but there's nothing stopping me going in with another palette and using a matte from there. It is a really pretty palette, it really is. Not had it all that long. Yeah, I think I'll just keep that for now. Whether it survives the next declutter is anyone's guess. This one here by Aldi. I've had this so long. I'm not even sure the shades are any good anymore. You know how it is. I've not gone in for a couple of years, I don't think. I have got palettes with these shades all over the place. I mean, wow, it works still. I don't think I'll see myself using it. I'll keep it in the drawer and I just won't go in with it. So, yeah, that's going to go. That is going to sadly go. And the Pretty Please palette by W7. I do like this palette, so I am going to keep that. So let's see, what am I keeping and what am I letting go? So it'd be easy for me just to show you what I'm letting go. I'm going to let these go here. So I'm letting go of the Naturals palette by Aldi, the Intense one, the I Heart Revolution Chocolate Orange palette, the White Chocolate palette from Revolution, the mess of a personal palette made by me for no reason really, I shouldn't have bothered, is going to go. The You Can Be Lemon Drop palette, the She Glam palette, the Lacura Moon Dust palette, and the Lacura Natural Smoky palette. I'm going to get rid of them. So that's 2, 3, 8 palettes are going to go. So that lightens the load a little bit. And we'll see in, I think it's going to be 2 parts or 3. Oh, and also, I'm not bringing out my really big palettes, because I know for sure I'm definitely going to keep those, and they are the Beauty Bay palettes and another palette, I can't think what name it is. So I'm going to be keeping those here. They're not going anywhere, so you don't need to see a massive bright palette from Beauty Bay. You've seen it before. You don't, you know, you've just seen the palettes before. You don't really need to see them, so it doesn't matter about that. So I'm going to go, and I'll put that back when I'm off camera, rather than you watch me put something back you don't need to watch me put back. And I will see you again next time. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you want to. Press the subscribe button if you want to. I won't put any pressure on you guys. It is entirely your choice. You make your own decisions. I will see you again next time. Take care, everyone. Goodbye.